All right, so the heart of a body of flesh, this body of flesh, your body of flesh, always means a whole lot of other things too. But the first thing that this body has and is generated by through movement is music. We are musical beings. We are musical harmonic spheres of twirling, spinning beings. Music. The other thing, food, comfort. So we're going to move in the direction of all three of those things. And that is the natural and convenient way that a body moves. Natural and convenient way a body moves. All right? And then, what is the personality? The personality is a 30. I've already told you that 30, one of the reasons, how about that? One of the definitions of 30 is big business. So you as a body of flesh is a big musical business. Okay? Did you ever know that? Did you ever stop to contemplate that this body of flesh is a big musical business? Now, what are you doing as far as tending to and tending that musical concert inside of yourself? What are you doing? What are you doing? There's the 24, the heart. Here's the personality, making it a 54. You've seen me do this on thousands of shows. Maybe not thousands. They just seem like thousands to me. Hundreds of shows. You are the 9. Oh, you see that 5, 4? Right there, it equals a 9. You are the 9. You are that light that came down from wherever we come from, here to earth. We came from another dimension of somewhere before you were placed inside of your mother's womb. It was a light. It was a photon that entered your mother's womb, and it began to move. How did it know? How did it know? And when and where and why did it know to move? Based upon the music of the universes. Your music, your particular music hums. It hums. Then it changes chords, rhythms, has some cadences, dissonance. Paula, what are you talking about? I am talking about all of those things that you call problems. I am talking about those involvements you have that are known as relationships. I am talking about family. I am talking about career. I am talking about your feelings and your interrelation to money. I am even talking about, most of all, death. How do you feel about it? Because we're all going to die. That's the one thing we have in common. Well, two. We were born, we're going to die. Let's see what that is. 5, 7, 8. Let me see. Yep, so that's a 15. Woo! There's that 20 again. This is that part that I tell you all the time, this Father, Mother, Child, God that dwells within you. Now, what happens is you begin to think of, because that's all you know how to do. That's why you make God a man too, but the Bible says God is not a man. But anyway, you make these images out of human bodies inside of yourself. You absolutely think there's a father and a mother and a child God living within you. There are three aspects of this light that dwells within you. There is the penetration part, okay? The thrusting, if you will. The male, the positive energy. Please do not mistake that positive is any better than negative, because it's not. It's just two different terms. You need both of them to exist. You've got the mother. You got the reception. You got the attraction. And you've got the creation of form. Okay? This is the mother, light. This is the father, light. And then you have the child. The child is the art. The child is the manifestation of productivity. And the child is the joy. All right. Said a lot of heavy stuff, haven't I? But I didn't say. This is all stuff that's just some thrilling things to me. If in fact we are light, and we are composed of three different layers of light in this brain that operates all those neurons, let's find out again how deep that goes. Well, the first thing of that light is what, Mitzi? That 9 that comes down here. This is that God, if you will, the master of divine essence, that we've forgotten our heritage, comes down here to earth to be human, to take on a body of flesh. All right? Now, life has to live you before you live your life. What did you just say, Paula? I said life has to live you before you live your life. See, this light has no preferences. This light has no agenda. This life has no idea of direction, or has no choice. I mean, has no desire to have one thing over another. So this light, when it enters the womb of the mother and then is born on this earth, is in there looking around, if you will. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What is this? This is brand new. What is this? It's the human experience. And for that light to guide and direct you, it would be a little difficult in the beginning when he, she, it form is finding its bearings. Okay, the 9. Let's see. 12, 19, 27, 29. 12. This indicates this light, enlightenment. Because in the tarot cards, it's the hangman. And he's upside down. He's upside down. So the problem is, in humans, we really look at something and we think we know what we are looking at. But even the eyes have to take that object and turn it around in order for the brain to reflect it back right up. So if we understood that principle, we might be a little bit ahead of the game. Okay, what have we got? We got a 38. Light is a 38, made up by changing directions. Don't you see that number all the time? And that human experience. So this light that is within us guarantees that we are going to change directions countless times. Countless times. The moment you think you're set and everything's working out and it's perfect, boom, it's going to fall. The moment that you think that you know what you're doing, cease immediately, because you're not doing it for that reason at all. That's because light is bouncing around in those many mansions that Jesus talked about. In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Well, it's these many mansions deeply embedded in the subconscious that we must travel through. The light has to go in, shine, find out what's in there. It's brand new. It wants to know what you're all about. How did you get here from millions of combinations of sexual interactions of different people that brought you to this state? So this light is in this particular body of flesh, one that won't ever be here again. Not this one, not this one. Mitzi's won't be here either, or Sandy's, or Mary Jo's, or Sam's. So the light is experiencing life in you, brand new every minute. It is movement, movement, movement. And it's got a lot of things to see, a lot of places to go, and a lot of things to do. Okay, the light in us guarantees that we are going to change directions many times, many times. Things are going to end. There's going to be divorces, there's going to be death, there's going to be famine, there's going to be wars, there's going to be lots of things in this world, and most of them we will never understand from this level because we have a finite mind and we tend to look at, like I said, anything that brings comfort to us and pushes away discomfort. But the reason that this light is in us, if the number is 38, says that we are walking vehicles of justice. Now, this justice will not be rectified from the level that you think. That is impossible. You would have to be able to tap into the deepest recesses of that vibranic. I like that, embryonic. So vibranic light that is in you, that has manifested in you to create, to produce, and to follow a certain path. You'd have to really be plugged into that to know an unprejudiced justice for all. So what is justice? So we are, I've already established, we are light beings here. Our life is going to, the light in us is guarantees that we are going to change directions many times on our path. We'll change partners, we'll change careers, we'll change thoughts, we'll change ideas, houses, clothes, bank accounts, many, many times on our way to realize a perfected justice, a universal justice. You're not going to get it all either, but you can if you work at it. And you know how you have to work at it? Stop holding on to your ideas. Stop being afraid of going into those things that people tell you are taboo. Stop listening to other people directing you and saying you're not supposed to read those books or do those things. They're of the devil. Look and think for yourself. Let that light in you guide you. The Spirit of truth will guide you in all things. So Jesus said, if you want to believe him. All right, justice. Let's see what justice really is. All right, let's do it. We got 12. We got a 12, got a 17. Got that hitman going on again, Mitzi. Huh. The hitman and the star. Well, some of that justice will incorporate war. It will incorporate death. It will incorporate those horrible things that we as human beings cannot understand that take place. But the universal scope of things, that universal beginning light, that creative, divine, sanctified light, knows the reasons. You don't have to know those reasons. You have to accept that it is justice for all. Okay, 17. Now we've got 2, 4, 7. Get out of here, Mitzi. Get out of here. What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? That justice that I'm talking about, I'm using God, for lack of a better term, when and however you want to interpret God, Goddess, Itis, Mother, Child, Father, Mother, Child, Father, inside of you, the light that seeks universal, will you please stay with me so much, galactic, justice, not personal justice. What is personal justice? Everything must work together, just like I think there's saying in the Bible says that too. Everything works together for the good for those that love the Lord. What kind of Lord? Justice. Justice. What kind of Lord? 12, 6, 9, 4, 10. What have we got? 12, 21, 3, 31. Wow. That kind of Lord? Let me tell you what that is. That's the wheel of fortune. That's one thing. So, as I was saying on many shows, when you're up here, you're not going to stay up there. You're going to go. You're going to spend some time down at the bottom. But you ain't going to stay there either. You're going to keep going. And you're going to get back on that top again. So don't ever get so high and mighty that you think you can build your house up there with some kind of cement that'll keep you at the top, because it's not going to happen. So the heart of the Lord is the wheel of fortune, which is change directions. Okay? Because the Lord in that light inside of you is